mouse drops. Hello, everyone. Hang on, hang on. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. There's this thing. There we go. Alright, it should be good now. Hi! Hello, everyone. Oh, I still have... Oh no. There we go. Hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Happy Thursday. The mouse ran up the clock. Get the gun. That's an antique. It's no place for mice. Probably shouldn't use a gun on an antique though. Alright, we'll have to devise a new plan. But hello everyone! I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're having a good Thursday. I hope you're ready for the weekend. I am. I am. My brain was mush today. I was having such a hard time focusing at work. I was just like, I don't want to be here. I wasn't feeling it. I did my job. I did my job. But my heart wasn't in it. I'm gonna be honest. I'm crashing out a little bit. I am almost upset in a way. Just because there are a bunch of games and I want to play all of them, and I don't have time to play all of them. I'm like, what is happening that suddenly like all of these games are so attractive and I want to play everything and I don't have the time to? So the big one that is kind of like thrown everything up in the air all of a sudden is No Man's Sky. If you guys did not see, they released a new update in classic No Man's Sky fashion. They were just like, hey guys, new update, cost you nothing, hope you like it. And they were just like, so I don't understand No Man's Sky. I don't understand how this works. I don't get what they're doing that makes this work. Like, I'm not even gonna get into the redemption arc because at this point everyone has talked about the redemption arc. We know about the redemption arc. But the fact that they can just shadow drop an update for free, and they're doing fine. They're just doing fine. Like they're making money hand over fist, I guess. But as far as I know, the only source of income on No Man's Sky is people buying the game, which would just kind of mean that people are still buying it. It's like, I don't know what kind of magic formula they have cracked, but pop the fuck off, I guess. I'm amazed by it, but yeah, essentially they just added custom shipbuilding in the fashion of Starfield with fully realized ship interiors. So probably not every module, because I doubt you can like go inside an engine or something, but you know, all of the sort of habitation modules have an interior and they all chain together, and so you can like build a ship interior. You can build a ship that you can walk around and you can decorate and you can make it into your mobile home, your mobile base. It's got a refinery, so you can do all of your resource refinement. You can cook on it, you can socialize. And I'm just like, I don't know. Every time I try and play No Man's Sky, I bounce off of it because I'm like, this is cool and I really appreciate it. I just can't find a hook to really get me to stick with the game. But I feel like they keep adding stuff to it, and at some point I feel like it's going to reach a level where I'm like, okay, this is the hook. This is the one that gets me to stay. I am amazed by that game constantly. It is insane. It is so much, and it's beautiful. Um, the main thing that threw me off yesterday, because I did update it and I tried to open it, I really don't like the controls. Namely, flying the ships feels incredibly clunky. It's like, it's not even like a arcade shooter. It's like Ace Combat and Project Wingman still have proper 6 degrees of freedom in their plane movement, and this is just like up, down, left, and right. There is rolling in the game, but it is not a degree of freedom. It's not an axis of movement. It's a keybind. And so I tried mapping the game so that my joystick would work, and it just got to a point where it's like, this is not going to happen. That I cannot get it to behave the way that I want to. Maybe if I got, some people were throwing around essentially a plugin that sort of will take inputs from a controller and just like completely reinterpret them as a new input and pass that on to the game. So possibly I could have gotten it to take my joystick's x-axis and interpret that as the bumper buttons so that I could roll that way, but it was not feeling good. It's okay with the controller, but it's just, I'm not a big fan of it. Like, if I could honestly just rebind roll to be the thumbstick and yaw to be the bumpers, the game would be like 20 times better. And it's frustrating that that is not a thing, but it's what it is. It's what it is, and I'll probably still give the game a go. You know, if nothing else, I might just pop open creative mode and start fussing around building ships for fun and seeing what I can come up with. One thing I really want to see them do, I really want to see them create a blueprint trader. Right, so in a very similar fashion to Starfield, what No Man's Sky allows you to do is there's a bunch of different modules, right? There's different interior styles, there's a bunch of different like shield modules and weapon modules and engine modules and wings and greebles and bits and landing gear and all kinds of stuff that you can throw together, right? So you can make a bunch of different ships with different combinations of different modules. You know, there's a few starters, and then there's additional ones that you can buy from traders, some that you will need to go out into the world to unlock, and I think they have like a pity system for the sort of random unlocks. But yeah, you know, a lot of versatility. And what I would really like to see them do is basically, you know, if you create a blueprint that you think is really cool, you can post it on, I don't know, somewhere. And then other players, well, there is the, what is it, the Nexus, the big globe where all the players can congregate. So maybe they could add like a post-it, a bulletin board of some kind, where players can post their Corvette designs, and you can go, oh, cool, I like that one, and you can grab it, and then it'll give you sort of like a shopping list of, here are the missing module blueprints that you need and all the materials that you'll need to put together this particular ship, and then it'll sort of prefab it for you. I think that would be really cool. I don't believe that's in the game right now, but I could certainly see that being added down the line. You know, once they sort of established the game, or established the content, they're sort of polishing up and adding additional features to it. I imagine they're also going to add new modules and interior designs and whatnot, so you know, this is definitely like step one, and it's a huge step. This is so cool. I'm definitely excited to try it out more. The main frustration is I'm still learning X4. I am enjoying learning X4. It is nice. Like, as much as it can definitely be frustrating to be, you know, scouring through Reddit threads and Steam forums and whatnot of, oh my god, how do I do this fucking thing? It is also really nice to just have, like, a new thing to learn, right? It is a very dense game. It is a very dense game. Some of it is just nuance of like, this seems really straightforward, but then, oh, okay, I need to be aware of these things, and I need to go over here and do this, and watch out for this, and here's how I can sort of improve on that. And yeah, there's a lot there, but I think there's a similar sort of feeling. Like, anytime you open a new MMO, right? You step into this new world. You step into this experience that you have never had, and everything is fresh. Everything is exciting. Everything is a new experience, and you don't know what the borders of the map are. You don't know how far you can go, and so you're excited to just keep going. And you know, after so long with an MMO, or really with any game, right? You kind of figure out how to game it. You figure out how to metagame it, how to optimize your playthroughs, how to, you know, what you need to do. Like with Final Fantasy 14, right? There are places in Final Fantasy 14 that I like very distinctly remember from early on in my playthrough, and they have a very strong nostalgia factor for me, because it's like, oh yeah, I remember the first time that I came here, and like, this was really special to me. You know, I didn't understand this place in the context of the larger world, and so it was a very, like, it had a different feel compared to now that I have, you know, every area completely mapped out, and I know where everything is located, and I know how to, you know, get from A to B with maximum efficiency, and how to, you know, where to farm everything and where to get everything and where to do everything. It's different when it feels like a world that just sort of exists organically and doesn't just exist as part of a system. But, you know, sort of the consequence of video games being made by people is there's only so much that can be made, and at a certain point you're gonna kind of hit the box, and you're going to start to see the shape for the whole, right? You know, with Final Fantasy and with WoW, I didn't actually play Guild Wars 2 into any of the expansions, but I imagine a similar thing would have happened there. That, you know, a new expansion drops, and you've done a bunch of prep work, so you got all of the stuff ready to go to hit the ground running on it. You know, sort of the process on what to do and where to go, and you're sort of ready to start playing the game super hard from day one, as opposed to just being like, as opposed to just walking into it and going, wow, look at all the stuff. You know, just enjoying the moment of it. I'm sure that experience changes from person to person, but like, you know, I was watching Jin start playing Final Fantasy 11, which I have not touched in, oh god, I think I quit 11 back in high school, so it's been a long time since I played that. And I don't really have any particular desire to go back to it, but man, there is a certain feeling to MMOs of that era. I think there was a more sort of organic design to them, where stuff wasn't always built to serve a system. Sometimes stuff just was there. Sometimes there were areas that just existed. I know especially in 11, the leveling process, you know, everyone knew, either from communicating with their link shell or, you know, looking up stuff on the scant amount of information available on the internet, because we did not have Reddit, we did not have YouTube, we did not have, you know, the plethora of guides available today. But people still found a way. People still found a way to share information. But you know, it sort of got disseminated through community knowledge of like, these were the best places to go to level, right? Levels 1 through 10, you're in your starting area and you did the best you can. Somewhere around 10, you would head out to Valkyrie Dunes, and that would be when you start leveling in a party, because the XP gain rate around level 10 falls off a fucking cliff, and you basically need to start fighting enemies that are strong enough that you have to party up for them. And then around level 20, you would head to the Isle of Kufin, and you would do that for like 5 levels. And then you would go over here, and that would be for like the next 5 to 10 levels, and then you would go over here, and that would be the next. And there were areas that you like almost never went to, because the sort of general consensus was the XP gain rates in those areas were not as good as the primary track. Like, there were the areas that you always went to because they were the best ones, but it also kind of meant that there were these big sections of the world that you could kind of just go and explore and discover on your own terms, because a lot of people didn't bother to go there in the metagame of leveling their characters. There were areas that were fun just to go to and explore and be in the ambience of, and not have to, like, you weren't concerned about playing the game, you were just there. And that is a unique experience. I feel like MMOs these days are very concerned with everything serving a purpose, right? Everything is built around the gameplay, around the systems, around, you know, maximizing the amount of content versus the amount of dead time, which is totally understandable, right? Video games are very hard and very expensive, and yeah, I do like open world. I do like open world games. I do think that is a strength of something like Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. I would honestly say Breath of the Wild more than Tears of the Kingdom. I think Tears tried to add additional content to the world because they kind of got the feedback of like, wow, there's a lot of nothing happening. But honestly, like, the open peacefulness of Hyrule in Breath of the Wild, in my opinion, was one of the selling points. I thought that was really strong. I really enjoyed that about it. But modern MMOs, a lot of, you'll hear them get called theme park MMOs, because you just kind of queue up for your daily activities. You don't even need to leave town or leave your house. You just queue up and you do your activities, and then you can log off once you've ridden all the rides, done your dungeons, done your dailies, and you're good. And honestly, especially as I got sort of bored with 14, I would spend more time just kind of going out to areas because they were nice to be out in. It was nice to see this world that, people had put a lot of work into making look very pretty and have a good feel to it. I would say 14 has a little bit of that as well, of just like, you end up not spending a ton of time in some of the areas, especially in Realm Reborn. I feel like there corners of the map that only briefly get touched on, if they get touched on at all. I do feel like, especially in Realm Reborn, there was more of like, there was more of the designers being like, put this in. What's it for? I don't know, we'll figure it out later, but put it in case we need it. just in case. And Heaven's Word had a little bit of that. I feel like by the time we got to Stormblood, it was much more like the maps are designed to contain the things that were needed for the progression, for the story, and for leveling. And so there was a lot less of just like, oh yeah, this is just here. We just put this in for the hell of it because it's a cool little thing to go find. And you're like, what? A surprise? That is one thing that I think Hello Games... So Hello Games and FDev have a similar challenge with their map design, shall we call it. So FDev has a 1-to-1 scale model of the galaxy with an approximation of all of the stars and all of the planets, right? It'd be really cool to see them try and update the generation system, the generation tech, using some of the new things that have been discovered with stuff like James Webb, but I don't think they're going to go in and do that at this point. I feel like that would constitute making an entirely new game. That would be Elite Dangerous too. And then No Man's Sky has, I don't even remember what the number is, just like an absurd, impossible number of systems and planets for players to go find. And so obviously everything is nothing is bespoke. Almost nothing is handcrafted. You know, everything is derived from procedural generation, which is fine and understandable for a project of the scale that they're at. But I would really love to see them include like a rare find. You know, No Man's Sky has like rare planet types that occasionally you'll find, like null planets or whatever they are, anomalous planets. But especially I think on Elite side of things, where they love putting in little scavenger hunts for people, I really want to see them just have like just a thing, just little artifacts of something scattered around some of the planets. Just like every so often you go, the fuck is that? You know, that was essentially how they introduced the Thargoids and the Ancients. Not the Ancients, what do they call them? The Guardians. They're just like, yeah, here's a... You land on this planet and you're like, well, that's not natural. What is that? It's like, these ruins? And then the players, you know, as soon as they started realizing that was a thing, they went rabid and started, you know, shooting out in all directions looking for more sites, more locations. In No Man's Sky, I always feel like if you're on a nice planet and still nowhere in particular, yeah, which I suppose in some ways is accurate. Like that kind of is how being anywhere is. Like, you know, we live on Earth, so it's important to us, but on a galactic scale, what is this? This is nothing. This is a tiny little mote of dust. and nowhere in particular. So, no, I do totally agree. Like, you know, Elite has the benefit of the majority of the content, the majority of the activity takes place in the bubble. So you're sort of operating with that as a fulcrum, and then everything else is sort of ranging out from there. I'm trying to think of other examples. X4 has a bunch of different sectors, and I would say there's nowhere that's like particularly important more so than the others, but based on how you set up your playthrough, you're going to probably spend the majority of your time in a particular group of sectors, and that'll sort of become the fulcrum of your gameplay. Really dangerous. My home station is the star Ruchbach. I can see that star from my backyard. That's cool. That's awesome. I wonder, so my home base is in LHS 2936. I don't know if that, I think it's visible. I remember looking it up at one point. I feel like it is visible from Earth, but I don't know that it has, I mean, if the name is any indication, it doesn't have any particular significance, but it is cataloged at the very least. That is a really strong benefit that Elite has compared to pretty much any other space games. Like, oh yeah, this is a thing. These stars, these locations are places that theoretically people could one day go see. Like that is within the realm of possibility that humanity will one day actually have space stations around these stars. That would be cool. That's something to aim for. Come on, humanity, you can do it. I believe in you. Yeah, like, it's not a bad thing to have a bunch of games that I want to play, but it's just like, I don't know where I want to start. I'm probably gonna try No Man's Sky for a little bit just because they have an expedition going on that gives you like additional modules and decorations for your Corvettes. So I want to get that while they're available. But I also want to get back to X4 and keep learning that. It's getting there. It is getting there. I'm starting to sort of understand the progress. One thing that I think the campaign that I'm doing did that was, I don't appreciate it now that I realize. So the game introduces you to having a headquarters really early on. Right? You do a couple of missions, which just has you like flying around and deploying satellites and sort of getting used to basic gameplay, right? And then it hurls you out into the middle of nowhere and it's like, hey, here's your headquarters, enjoy that. And then sort of shows you some stuff about how to construct headquarters. And then I feel like it introduces too early the concept of base building and macroeconomy. Because that's definitely something that you're going to do, but in watching guides, like beginner guides and setup guides on YouTube, nobody's talking about base building. Nobody is talking about macroeconomics. Everyone is like, yeah, here are locations that you can go to like find a ship early on. Like here's a derelict ship that you can legally salvage and make your own. You know, here are locations that there are going to be a lot of dropped items from shipwrecks that you can go collect. Here are, you know, very simple trade routes that you can get started to make some starter money and build up to a better ship. Like, the campaign introduces base building like it is something that you are going to start out and have the resources to do very early, which doesn't seem to be the case. Ow. Yeah, that's kind of what that's kind of how it felt, them throwing the headquarters at me that early. Hello, Knight. I hope you're having a good week so far. Welcome in. Um, and yeah, I kind of feel like realizing that. Start a new creative sandbox to teach myself bases without worrying about resources. I can make that info back into the main story. I can see the benefit of that, just sort of seeing how the parts work together. That's fair. Hello, Mage. Happy Thursday. Yeah, I want to keep playing the campaign that I have and just sort of kind of use it as a throwaway. Just take it as like, this is where I'm going to learn all my mistakes. I'm going to do all of my fuck-ups on this campaign. So then when I start the next one, I will have some idea of what I'm actually doing. But this is gonna be the rough draft campaign. Ooh. Alright. Hello, Sonic. Welcome in. Happy Thursday. I hope you are doing well. Why don't I pour myself some tea, and then we can get to drawing. We were gonna do drawing on Thursday, but there was a mighty need for democracy. There we go. I will get my silly self out of the way. I'm gonna park it over here. There we are. Where's my phone? There you are. Why are you back there? Alright. And then we can go right here. So yeah, so you got the principal cleanup for everyone done at this point. Feeling pretty good about it. So now we can just get to sort of polishing everyone up, getting it all looking a little bit better. I think since we haven't... Oh, you know what we're gonna start? We're gonna start with the keychains. Because... those are still sitting really incomplete and I wanna polish it up. Alright, what am I doing? What am I thinking? I'm gonna get a midnight cassette, but there's a problem. Are they rare? No. Shipping is $30. Damn. That do indeed be a lot. You can't even say my name. Has the memory gone? Are you feeling numb? Yeah, it would be nice. There we go. What are we doing here? Okay. Someone share frog really quickly, I need reference. Someone drop a frog in chat. No one hears a word I say. Has it been recon? Are you feeling numb? Not a word they say. But a voiceless crowd isn't backing down. I just never remember what the eyes are set up like. Proggin. Oh, they're like really big. More humping. There we go. Well, I'm glad to at least have a long weekend coming up. I don't know what the plan for it is, but there's definitely going to be some playing of games. Also working on art. I need to. The Halloween costume is coming along very well. But I started working on something else because I was just like, yeah, I just want to do this. I shouldn't. I should focus on the things that need to get done, but also I just want to. Sometimes you just gotta do a drawing because you feel like it, you know? Get out at 3 tomorrow and don't start work Tuesday until... Nice! That's a good deal. That's the one thing that I really love about the... Well, there's a lot of things I love about long weekends, but, you know, the sort of secret added benefit is that, you know, not only is the weekend long, but the subsequent week is shorter. It just feels like a nice twofer. It's a good deal, mate. Oh, he doesn't have... I thought he had a white belly, or a pale belly. Apparently not. Apparently it's just dude. It's just frog. It's just frog. Really, what more can you ask of a frog? I'm supposed to bring my work PC to be upgraded. I'm gonna say my options were work on a backup machine while I wait, or take the morning off and pick it up when they're done. I mean, it doesn't really sound like much of a choice to me. No, yes, please. I absolutely want to work harder on the wrong machine. At no benefit to myself. There we go. Let's see, I think we did that already. Yeah, we've had to. I have not had to yet, but a few of my coworkers have had to send their machines in to get replaced. And it's always just such a pain in the ass.
I feel so unsure. Let's take your hand and lead you to the fierce love. These are times. Always say goodbyes.
There we go. Alright, that'll do. And then we just need... I don't really have like a reference color then. I guess I'll just grab this and make it a bit more yellow. That'll do.
So I'm never gonna dance again the way I dance with you. Oh, oh, oh.
Yeah, there we go.
Time can never end.
Okay, let's do a little bit of a... Well, I guess the main sort of light source is coming from the top left. So we should do something more like this. Look at that shiny boy.
Let the music seem so loud.
There we go. Oh, the other thing that I wanted to get back into trying out was Warframe. I still haven't booted that up in a while. Warframe doesn't really have anything like pressing to get to though, so I'm not overly worried about hitting that up right away, but I do feel like I want to catch up with a bunch of the story stuff that they've done over the last few years. They've added so many Prime Warframes since last time I played. I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna be farming for days. I don't wanna. I mean, frankly, you really don't need to. Forgot to maintain Doom base. Well, you should check on the power, but I did pay your taxes. That's just little George Michael. Yeah, I did pop into Dune. just to make sure that the wind had not taken my base away. It's okay. It's still in good shape. I don't know. I like Doom. I like Doom. I think they put together a good game, at least for like the PvE section. I know there's a lot of back and forth about the deep desert, which I think is fair. You know, as long as the discourse is made in good faith, I don't think it's like a bad thing. I think the problem just with those games and with that model is, yeah, there's sort of a feeling of like, I have to log in to keep up with the game, because if I don't, it's going to take stuff away from me, and that's not a great feeling, right? I do think, at least at the point that we're at, that Mage and I are at, you know, we haven't really gone to Deep Desert. We don't have anything like super valuable that if everything got destroyed by a sandstorm, we would, you know, it would be impossible to bounce back, but it would be unpleasant. You know, I don't think No Man's Sky has any limitations on, you know, base survival or durability or anything, just because it's like, the universe is so big, it's very unlikely that the existence of your base is going to be a conflict for anybody else, you know? Like, I logged in to sort of mess with the key bindings, the controls and everything, and the city that I had started like 2 years ago was still there and was completely unbothered by the passage of time. The game was just like, yeah, whatever, it's fine. I doubt anyone else has even been to that star system since the last time I played. But yeah, I don't know. Like, Warframe is fun. And so the sort of dirty secret about Warframe, in my opinion, is farming is a big aspect of the gameplay. It's a big aspect of the progression system. You know, if you want to get new weapons, new Warframes, be it prime or non-prime, you know, you gotta farm. That's just how it do. But at a certain point, you really don't have to farm anymore. You know, if you have a Warframe or a couple Warframes that you like, and you have a few weapons that you like, it's kind of like weapons in Monster Hunter. You can stop. You don't have to learn and master every weapon. You don't have to get every Warframe, you know. I think they add cool ones. I think they add ones that I'm like, oh, that's sick. I want that. But, you know, if you get to a point where you're comfortable with your arsenal, there is nothing that really requires you to, you know, go out and collect everything other than the sheer sort of excitement of new things to get. You know, the Prime Warframes are a little bit stronger than their non-prime versions, and it will let you kill things more efficiently. And admittedly, some of the stuff that they've added more recently, like the stuff on Zariman, is pretty challenging. I've definitely felt a bit of a need to optimize some of my loadouts and be more combat effective. But, you know, I'm still going in with like the same loadouts that I always do. And I can do fine. I can do fine in those missions. Perhaps not as well as someone that has min-maxed their loadouts, their Warframes and their weapons and everything, but I'm not a complete like Dead weight. There we go. So yeah, I don't know. I'll probably jump on Warframe. I think it helps that some of my friends have gotten into playing Warframe, and so that's kind of gotten me more interested in trying it out again. That's a good looking little boy. Look at that little boy. Look at that guy. Look at that guy just being a guy. I love it. But yeah, games that sort of require an obligation of time or effort, require you to check in at regular intervals so that you don't lose stuff or so that you don't miss content. I'm not a big fan of those. I'm not big on games feeling like job requirements. Feeling like chores. I had 2 hours about it. Well, it's a good thing you checked when you did. So I don't know. Maybe this will be the time. Maybe this will finally be the when I try No Man's Sky again and don't bounce off of it. Maybe I'll finally get invested. I was watching one video from Obsidian talking about how he really likes the sort of exploration aspect of it, of just going out and finding new planets, new combinations of stuff, sort of setting up like short-term objectives of I'm gonna go to this planet, I'm gonna map all the animals, I'm gonna go to this planet, I'm gonna hit up all these locations, stop for a little while, make a base, play around with it for a while, and then sort of get the itch to go see somewhere else again. And I feel like that is kind of a thing that I struggle with. That I look at it as, oh, I want, a long-term objective. I want something that I'm going to be working at for a while. And I don't know that No Man's Sky really has that, unless you get into like a mega building project that's going to take you just a ton of time to try and complete. I feel like it is very sort of, what do you feel like doing today? Just today. Don't worry about like long term. What is your immediate goal? Yeah, I don't think I've met anybody that bought No Man's Sky at launch and has spoken well of it as a consequence. Like almost everybody who bought it at launch, I mean, I think everyone who bought it at launch was immensely disappointed. And I think a lot of people who bought it at launch were like so burned that they have no desire to go back and give it a second try, even though it is a completely different game at this point. But you know, this is an understandable stigma. I did. I was. Hey, I'm standing. I can see the 1,000-yard stare from here. You okay? You need someone to talk to? Support group? Juice box? You need a juice box? Took a long time for me to give a second try, but I remember the feeling. Yeah. Somebody said you only get one chance at a first impression. And first impressions are unfortunately important. Perhaps unfairly so, but, you know, especially in a something like entertainment where it is so hard to fight for any attention at all. If you lose that initial battle, getting a second chance is really hard. One of the ones I've been sort of keeping a bit of an eye on, just because some of my friends are interested in it, is Vampire the Masquerade. I think we were talking about a little bit about it earlier, but it was at Gamescom, and they released essentially their sort of launch roadmap and showed, you know, 2 of the vampire clans that you can play as, I believe, are day 1 DLC. So you have to pay extra to play as, you know, this clan archetype. It's not available by default with the core game. And everyone disliked that. Everyone took umbrage, shall we say. And they have not said yet what changes, if any, they are going to make. They had a live stream yesterday, I think it was yesterday, where they were sort of showing off some of the early gameplay. And right at the top of the stream, they basically said, hey, you know, we do not have answers to your questions, TM, today, but we promise we will have them soon, and we think you will be happy. Which is like, that's great, guys, but like you're already losing a lot of momentum with the game because people are really unhappy with it, and you need to do something to get that back, because if you leave it for too long, people are going to bounce off and they are not going to come back. If anything, I would say it almost is sort of like a... I mean, nobody's gonna take the lesson to heart, but I wish people would sort of look at this and go, yeah, we should not, like, present our game until it's ready to show, until it's in a good place and we're confident in what it's gonna do. Because, yeah, if you show that sort of first impression and it's bad, then you're gonna spend a lot of time. You're gonna spend a lot of effort trying to recoup that initial bad faith. Most people make that choice too. It is hard to win back the other. It is. It is hard. I'm trying to find the wording beyond just that point, but yeah, there's sort of a dismissal of like, well, I cared about this at one point, but now it's bad, or I don't care, and it's not worth the effort to go in and see where it's at, because it's just too frustrating. But yeah, I'm sure there are some people that if they went in and they tried No Man's Sky now, like they got it at launch and were immensely disappointed, when they went in and tried to play it now, they would probably go, wow, this is more than the game that I wanted. Like, it took them years, but they got it to the thing that they promised, and then they exceeded it. But I can totally understand their reluctance to even give it a chance, because yeah, in their minds they got burned on it. It was a very painful lesson for everyone involved. I wanna know what love is. I know you will show me. Okay. Good. Oh, look at the little guys. That's good. That'll work. Do I have this right? Other side. Oh, the white goes up around the nose. Good to know. Good to know. I wanna know what love is. I know you will show me. Oh, I remember. Let me write this down because I know I'm gonna forget again. Where are my post-it notes? I'll sort those up. Yes? Okay, now where's my pen? I'm so good at this. It's okay, I've got a pencil. the fuck? Why did I write this down? Why did I write down, oh look, a horse, yum? What? Okay, so the thing that I keep forgetting is games that I wanted to buy. So, Sword of the Sea, obviously, but the thing that I keep forgetting about is Way Forward released a new Shantae game. You guys know I love Shantae, big fan. The trick about this one is that it is a new game. It is a new release, but it is not a new game. I believe it was actually the second game in the series, but they never released it. Like, I don't know what stage of development it got to, but it just never came out. And so, with the increased popularity of the series, I guess, in the modern day, they have gone back and found this like age-old, I think it's a Game Boy Color game, and revitalized it and released it on modern hardware. So I wanna get that at some point. I think that would be fun to play. I think what we'll do is we'll finish up Horizon Zero Dawn, and then we'll play Sword of the Sea, and then we'll play Forbidden West. And I think maybe after that, so that'll put us maybe somewhere in the start of the year, I guess. I don't know how long Forbidden West is gonna take, but maybe somewhere in that ballpark we can play Risky Revolution. Yeah, I really like Shantae. I think it's a good, fun game series. I'm glad they like it. I think I saw Allie playing it earlier. It also kind of explains the naming, because what was the first game called? I think no, let me look, because I'm gonna get it wrong otherwise. Okay, so yeah, the first game is just called Shantae, which makes sense. And the second game was called Risky's Revenge, which, I mean, that's fine, right? That makes sense. That's a fine name. But this game, Risky Revolution. Okay, Game Boy Advance cover art. So I guess it was supposed to be a Game Boy Advance game. Yeah. The game began development for GBA in 2002. It was planned as the second game in the series, but was cancelled in 2004 due to WayForward unable to find a publisher for it. In 2023, WayForward announced that the release had resumed and that limited run games would be distributing physical cartridges. So if you've got a fossilized GBA somewhere, you can dust it off and get a physical copy of Risky Revolution. So yeah, it was Shantae, and then it was going to be Risky Revolution. And then having thwarted Risky Boots, I'm guessing, in Risky Revolution, the third game was then going to be Risky's Revenge. And it's like, oh, yeah, that makes a lot more sense. I mean, I don't think it's a spoiler that you thwart Risky Boots in the game. That's kind of like the entire thing. That's all you ever do. I love the Shantae games. They're very charming, but deep, nuanced writing they do not have. Not a lot of twists and turns in that series, if you know what I mean. That's okay. You know, not everything needs to be like highbrow and super secretive and have twist endings. Sometimes you can just have something that's good, clean fun. We're leaving together, but still it's farewell, and maybe we'll come back to Earth who can take. I guess there is no one to blame. Never be the same again. It's the final countdown. We've seen us and welcome us all in. And things to be found. I'm just kind of bouncing around at this point. Like, there's a bunch of little odds and ends to clean up, so I'm not really like focusing on anything in particular. Just a lot to do. I was commenting to my friend when we were driving back from the hike that September turned into a super stacked up month. Like, suddenly just feels like almost out of nowhere, just a bunch of game releases all lining up in short order to come out in the next month or two. It's like, oh my god, what happened? And he made a really good point that GTA 6 got delayed. Because I think GTA 6 was due out, like, soon. Like, really soon. And then they pushed it back a few months. So, what I guess happened, decent chance happened, is there were a bunch of people that were sort of sitting on the game projects like, yeah, we're more or less ready to go with this, like, this is good, but we really don't want to release alongside GTA 6 because that is going to suck all of the air out of the room. Everyone else is gonna suffocate sales-wise if they release next to GTA. So we're just gonna sit on our game for a couple months potentially and just wait. We're just gonna wait it out, and we will come back. But then GTA 6 got delayed, and they were like, oh, well, fuck, send it. Honestly, I don't care that much about GTA 6. Like, I know GTA as a cultural touchstone, but I never really played the series. I don't have any personal attachment to it. I'm not really like excited for it at all. It's just kind of a thing. And then yes, this massive whale of a game that the rest of the industry has to maneuver around. The Silk Song is coming out very soon. I think, what is it, the 4th? That's like next week. At long last. Remind me of a tweet I saw. There was a game that announced it was being delayed and had the announcement with an edited meme of people looking up sad having dropped in front. Oh, I saw that. It was so cute. Yeah, Silk Song is currently the whale in the room, and everyone else is like, well, shit. It's hard out there, man. It's hard to like find a release time that doesn't pit you against something. Basically, all you can do is try and hope that the other thing isn't just gonna be fucking Godzilla. Let me see if I can find that tweet. I know it's gotten linked around Reddit a few times. Or not around Reddit, around Discord. I'll see if I can find a copy of it somewhere. Here it is. That took me like 10 seconds. It's so sad. I know, right? Oh, it's so cute though. I wish them luck. I wish them luck. The funny thing is, okay, so this is actually, like, not to be all people business about this, but this is super great marketing, right? Because I had never heard of Little Witch in the Woods. I had never seen anything about it. I didn't know the name. I saw it, and my initial response was, does that have something to do with Little Witch Academia? But they posted this art. I have seen it linked on like 6 different Discords. It has gone viral. People are sharing it around. And yeah, probably not that many people are then gonna go follow up and be like, well, what is this game? But like, there are definitely people that didn't know about their game before that do now. So I'm not saying it was like some master stroke shadow campaign or whatever, but sometimes you just need that little bit, that little serendipity, and things just go your way. I'm actually gonna look the game up later. Because it does look cute. I'm curious now. I want to know more. A bad name. You're too late, you give love a bad name. I haven't even thought about, you know, if I ever get pages to a point where it's ready to start, you know, trying to drum excitement for it, how I'm going to do that. I just, the process of marketing a game is so foreign to me. One of my friends has been working on that. He's working like a small team, indie or double A. Probably more like single A, I would say. So he probably would have some insight. But shit's hard. When you look at how much big studios with massive budgets struggle to get momentum under their project, and then you're like a single person on the internet with a Twitter and a dream. And of course I'm marketing it, so I'm, oh, I bet it did. Well, what kind of tea I got to spill on that? I'm sure it was a time. There we go. I don't know why, I'm just in like a classic rock mood tonight. Emotional manipulation 101. Ugh. That's fun. That's fun. I do prefer the Shrek version of this song, but the original is good too.
Where have all the good men gone, and where are all the gods? Where's the streetwise Hercules to fight the rising odds?
What colors influence what emotions and pull out what behavior? Yeah, and like, on one hand, there's a lot of really interesting psychology in that, right? Like, there's a lot that you could just objectively study and be like, oh, that's fascinating. That's really interesting. But then, yeah, it's like, how can we use that to sell stuff to people? It's like, please don't. I mean, I think I've talked about it before, but one of the things that I sort of take as a principle of art and animation, I feel like there does tie into marketing, is you know how like, food commercials will always make food look super good, and they like dress it up to the point that it's not even edible anymore, but it looks really delicious. When meals instigate energy and hunger. I'm gonna throw another thing in there. I'm gonna throw another idea, and then it ties into games that we've been playing. So there was a really interesting thing that happened over the evolution of the urban and suburban landscape, right? So it used to be, right, before the car happened, that storefronts were like right up against the street, right? There was the storefront, and then maybe a little bit of a curb, and then the street. But the street was just walking. Maybe there were horses, horse carriages, and bicycles that would pass through, but it was just everyone kind of mingling together. So you didn't really need a lot of space between the street and the storefront. And then, so, you know, you could just have a little sign outside your store. It was right there, super visible. But then the car happened. And that ruined everything. But, so you have the car, now you have the parking lot, right? The store is not on the street anymore. It is back from the street. There needs to be room to put the cars, both for the driving and the parking, and then the pedestrians need to fit somewhere in there and not get run over, I guess. Fucking privilege. So now you need a way, without the immediate storefront, to attract attention and let people know that your store is there and to get excited and to come over and buy stuff. So here comes McDonald's, right? They are, by the time they basically, franchise, they are custom made, right? For car culture. They are built around it. And what is their logo? What is their symbol? Two big bright yellow arches suspended above the road, illuminated, easy to see, day or night. What color does every fucking video game use to indicate something that they want you to pay attention to, be it a handhold for climbing surfaces or something that you should pick up. Right fucking yellow. Because you're driving through the suburbs, you're driving through the city, everything is grays, greens, browns, and then boom, big flash of yellow. Get a burger. Everyone makes fun of the yellow handhold paint in video games, but it's a mainstay because it works. If it wasn't so effective, developers wouldn't be using it all the time. But it is the most logical color to use for handholds. Don't like what, was it Blob Butt? Was it Blob Butt? Do we even have Blob Butt? Foot yellow. Oh, like a football yellow card. Yeah, I get why you don't like it. I don't like it either, but unfortunately it does actually make sense. It's kind of fair. I get it. I get why it's called that, even if I don't appreciate it. And I feel like that's one that, with how anal Twitch can get about the emotes that you can put on, you think somebody would have caught that, but I guess not. Yeah, I'm sure they were trying to be like inclusive and aware of, oh, you know, it's not called soccer in most of the world, it's called football, so we shouldn't call it soccer yellow, we should call it football yellow, but that's too long, so let's just call it foot yellow. Uh-oh. Somehow nobody caught it, and now it is too late, and we have to live with that sin. I mean, they could just fucking rename the email, but that would require Twitch to, you know, admit that they did something wrong. Fix it, ball, but seems too spry. Yellow card! Hello, Tisha. Happy Thursday. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Is it just a normal weekend for you that coming up, or do you have a long weekend as well? I don't know how much Labor Day is an international thing. About to have a guitar repaired. Ooh, that's cool. Acoustic or electric? Oh, you know what? You know what is missing from this playlist? I'm doing pretty well. My brain is a little bit mush. I dragged myself through work today. But it's okay, because the weekend is upon us. I just gotta do a little bit more drudgery, and then I got a nice long weekend to play games and draw and have a good time. Nice. My brother tried learning guitar for a little bit. I don't know how much he still remembers. I tried learning piano for a little while. That did not get very far. And I'm pretty sure if I tried to play violin at this point, it would be considered a crime. I suppose it's fair to say I knew at one point. I wouldn't say that I was ever particularly good, but I knew. I was aware of how to play violin. Yeah, look, it's one of those, I don't have anything against piano. It's not like, oh, I hate this, I'm not enjoying it or anything. It's not like that. It's just, it's the same thing that happens to everybody that goes on Duolingo. They start out and they're like, this is cool, this is fun. And then they realize how much effort it's actually going to take, and they fall off. They just can't keep up with it, you know? Work has me tilted, so overhired during the busy season rather than just work through it. And now we have so little work, we are doing peer review audits. Oh my god. Cool. I'm sorry, mate. That fucking sucks. I don't even know what's going on with the fucking job market right now. It's such a nightmare. Honestly, as much as I am frustrated with my job at times, I really am scared of losing it, because I don't know what my prospects would be of finding another one. I just feel like it's in such a bad state overall that I really don't want to start hunting, or have to start hunting. It's like my job forgets we have a busy season every year. Well, yeah, because they only have like memory term of a single quarter. So once, you know, like 2 or 3 quarters out, no. That's like imaginary time. Who even thinks that far ahead? That's crazy talk. Trying to get this fucking sleeve to make sense, and it's being very stubborn. Yeah, unfortunately, as much as I love music and I wish I were better at music, I am not particularly musically inclined. Getting to a point where I can actually play and read music efficiently is hard. Let's just say hard. Right. Yeah, everyone wants to move during the summer. We did not. We did not settle on this place and move in until November. Which was interesting. Luckily, the week that we moved was mostly dry. Could have been a lot worse. But yeah, you overhire, and then you're like, well, shit, what do we all do? I guess we'll just stand around like a bunch of jackasses. That looks better. I do think it looks better. Yeah, okay, that'll work. Yeah, there we go. Getting a little bit of silhouette break, I think helps a lot. It just makes it feel a bit baggier, more natural. Actually makes the wrinkles feel like they're connected to something and not just like surface detail. Yeah, the one downside, so I guess it's both a blessing and a curse. Because I work on a live service game, we don't really have, like, busy periods, right? Our part in the pipeline means we don't really have, like, a start or an end. It kind of just keeps going. We've been on a pretty steady beat for a while. Which I think is actually kind of a positive because it does make it more predictable. We don't really contend with crunch. And that is nice. Yeah, I'm looking for something to put on. Oh, there you go. How did I bring him PC to get upgraded to as the IT guy? I mean, probably wouldn't hurt to ask, but good luck. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Oh, from changing the clock. Yeah, you think that would be a reasonable request? Yeah, no, that changes the context quite a bit. It goes from, yeah, can I have admin permission to, can I set the fucking clock on my computer? It's a very different thing. What? Hang on. No wonder my AC was not working properly because I left the window open. Idiot. Ticket received, we need to change the warlock.
Alright, Snubulok, get over here! It's wasn't time, motherfucker! It's off the page.
That's fun. I don't get why it's not just, you know, connected to the internet like every other clock is, but whatever. I feel like this is correct, but I'm just gonna kind of roll with it. For now, anyway. I've got enough else to focus on that I'm not gonna spend forever obsessing over this fucking pocket. Bumper traffic. Don't you? Very funny if IT tickets involve fighting active mini bosses. Honestly, I think beating some Souls bosses is easier than dealing with IT. At least takes less time. It'd be more fun. I'm gonna say yes. It does kind of depend on the boss, but I don't know that dealing with IT has ever been particularly fun, so yeah, I feel like that's a low bar. The bar is a blade of grass off the ground. It's not hard to top it. True. That is about where it's at. Maybe like a cut blade of grass. It's pretty low down there. It's easy, don't talk to me about ants. Honestly, our ant problem hasn't been that bad. One of my coworkers has been dealing with an ant infestation. It's just like, oh god. Oh, Tishel found the punches.
since the world's been turning.
There we go. Okay, I mean, yeah, we just need like a cast shadow from the strap rather than fully dropping this whole thing down. There we go, that's better. There we go. I've been driving, didn't realize it, but there were 3 bees in the hair. Oh god! Oh! Oh, that's a nightmare. That is one thing I'm not super a fan of having all this hair is that happened to me one time, sort of. Like, similar thing, I should say. I was just walking along and I felt this thump on my head and I was like, what was that? And I reached up and I grabbed it and I pulled a live, I don't know if it was a bee or a hornet, out of my hair. And I dropped that motherfucker. Thankfully, it was just as freaked out as I was, so it just flew the fuck away, but... Not a great moment. Better than Scorpion? Okay, if a scorpion wound up in my hair, I would have questions. I forget, are there scorpions that can fly? I feel like there's a breed of scorpion that can fly. Could be thinking of something else though. Oh, in the mailboxes? Yeah, fuck that. Well, it's a good thing I don't live in Australia. Australia!
Just to say goodbye. Always inside the trolley. Took the midnight train going anywhere. I see you in the smoking room. The smell of wine and cheap perfume. For a smile that can share the night. It goes on and on and on and on. Up and down the boulevard, the shadows searching in the night. Once again, paying anything to roll the dice just one more time. Some will win, some will lose.
Does Inko have? Oh, I forgot to check the hand cam stream. Whatever, we'll just stick with the red. Does Inko? I think Inko has nail polish though. Check her model sheet. Where are you? Yeah, it's orange.
Street lights, here come.
Yeah, thankfully we don't have a ton of problematic insects around here. I think a lot of them just don't deal with the cold weather super well. So unless they're migratory, the winter kind of does terrible things to them. Which, you know, rip fucking bozo, but... Any wolves, wildcat? I don't think we have wolves. We do have bears. Bears are rare, but it is something to be considerate of. Keep an eye out for them. Wildcats, yes. Thankfully, in all the time that I have lived up here, I have not run into any wildcats. Bears really don't get into, like, the populated areas. It's more something like when you go hiking or camping, you have to keep an eye out for. That said, even all the times that I've been hiking, I have not seen even any signs of them, you know, in passing. Tracks, leadings. Which maybe is just me getting lucky, but... One of my parents linked an article. I think it was from Wyoming. It's one of the Rocky states. I want to say it was Wyoming, where a bear like broke into a drugstore and basically just ate them out of their ice cream. It just really wanted a bunch of ice cream and apparently was particularly fond of the strawberry. I'm just like, you know what? That's fair. It's summer. Buddy wants a sweet treat. Buddy gets a sweet treat. Lived in California for a while. One day there was a dead deer a block away from a house that had been killed by a mountain lion. Damn! That's metal as fuck! Yeah, I imagine some parts of like California, Washington, like really anywhere. Especially if you get towards like the mountainous areas. It's like, yeah, nature's still right there. I know one of my friends lived in a like it's a well-developed area, but it's still up in the mountains. It's sort of like the sort of more laid-back rural part of the town, and like all of his trash bins and whatnot had to be like bear-proofed because still in the area, and they will absolutely come raid your garbage. You know, fucking kangaroo just shows up and you're like, "Oi, mate! I told you not to come around here." Oh, that was very bad. That was like an attempt at an Australian accent that turned British in like 2 words. I'm so sorry. I apologize to the entire country of Australia and New Zealand for good measure. I made a mistake. I tried to do an accent I was not prepared for. It was unbecoming of me as a personality on the internet, and I apologize. Hang on, I don't feel like this apology is sincere enough. Let me get my ukulele. I feel like if I listen to this song, I'm gonna remember it. Okay, yeah, there we go. That took me 3 seconds. One of my coworkers was saying on Tuesday that he had to go out and do a bunch of lawn work in the morning because the raccoons had gotten into his neighbor's garbage and then spread the garbage all over his lawn. It's like, thanks, you little shits. I love raccoons, but they can be real stinkers. It's not fair how many things are so adorable, but you can't have them as pets. Like, raccoons are so cute. Not pets. The biggest offender to me is river otters. River otters are so cute and sound like literal squeak toys. But they're not pets. You can't have one. They're so cute though, but not pets. I love how like their national laws and state laws about what can and can't be kept as a pet. It's like it's because somebody tried. It's because somebody tried to have this animal as a pet and it did not work out. And it's like, let's not let people do this again. It's like when we were up hiking, there were signs about like No motorcycles, no horses, no bicycles, no hang gliding. It's like, yeah, people have tried. People have tried, and probably after the 20th or so hang glider that they had to fucking helicopter out of a ravine, they were like, we're not doing this anymore. we're not gonna let people do this anymore. Man, on Jin's stream, we'll play Bandle, where you like get parts of the song, like you get the drum line or the bass line, and you know you have to guess what song it is. I like don't know any music from the last 15 years. I hear it and I'm like, yeah, I don't know what this is. And then it shows me what the song was and I'm like, yeah, I never heard that. I probably heard it like on store radio at some point, but I never made a point of listening to any of it. Another thing to put on the rules is don't be the reason we have to add a rule. I like that. That's a good one. I might steal that at some point. I don't know when I'm gonna steal it, but I'm definitely gonna keep it in reserve. And gliders, bikes, horses, sounds like the lineup in the next Japan World Cup. Yeah, that's the quadrathlon. I guess you could do pentathlon, so it'd be biking, horse riding, swimming, running, and hang gliding. Just don't get off the horse before you get on the hang glider. Take the horse with you. You know, for every written rule there is... Yes, behind every written rule there is a story. It's just like that. You see a rule and then it's just that Ant-Man from Avengers Endgame of what the hell happened here? Use the horse to ride the hang glider, but ride the glider like a surfboard. I don't know. I feel like you could really imagine the thigh muscles to be like to ride a hang glider like normal, but then you're like still mounted on the horse and clenching it with your thighs. The horse is just looking up at you like, please don't let go. To their credit, though, whoever it was, looking at some of those bluffs and some of those cliffs and whatnot is like, my friend and I looked at each other like, yeah, we both totally understand the desire to just send it off the cliff and get into a glide. It's a sign that we get slapped by Adama. Uh-oh. I'm not sure that's a story I want to know. Maybe some things should just be left to history.
And we'll all float on, okay. And we'll all float on, okay. And we'll all float on, okay. And we'll all float on anyway. It was worth it just to learn some slide.
Some recently, no horses allowed in bathrooms. Anyone found washing a horse in the bathroom will be charged cleaning costs. Okay. Okay. You know what? Yeah. Fair. And then next horse tries to sneak in with horse. Oh, Gold Chip, is that you? Fucking Gold Chip. Touching wires causes instant death, $200 fine. What? We'll put it on your tab. What's that one warning sign? It's like, warning, this will kill you, and it will hurt the entire time you're dying. You're just like, oh my god. Let me see if I can find a good copy of that. Yeah, it's fine. Actually, HD announcer saying there's a fine after a team kill. Parking violation. Suppose that's one way to get rid of the snipe campers. Loitering.
Back of a hurricane, started turning you.
Everyone just trying to rack up the biggest fee tab. Devs are like, ah shit, we gotta roll it back. But sir, Our active player base is up 600%. Shit. I'm kind of bouncing between Eiko and Ivy. Honestly, I think Jin's in a pretty good spot. We'll go and give her some attention in a second. I think there's a decent chance we might finish it on Saturday. Mate, you wouldn't happen to know if they're playing Night Ring or Peak this weekend, would you? There's one sign. So you know, there's like stop distracted driving notices, like, you know, hang up the phone and drive, stuff like that, and then, you know, they might include like a fine listing or something. And this has been up for years. One of them, you know, got put up upside down, and they just left it there. It's like, okay. True, if you would, that would be very kind. Yeah, if they were gonna do something, it would probably be on Ivy's stream. Then she would say. It'll be a fun place to deliver it if we can line it up, but we'll see what we can do. I feel like she said there was a collab happening soonish, but I don't remember. It's only a kiss. It's only a kiss. It's only a little kiss. I just can't look, it's killing me. I'm taking cold. Didn't Ivy have Rogue Trader, but nothing with all three. Alright. Honestly, that's fine too. Yeah. Well, we'll make it work. It doesn't need to be. I don't know, it doesn't need to be during a stream. I just always enjoy getting the opportunity to surprise people like that. It's a little selfish, but it makes me happy to see them happy. I enjoy knowing that I did something that made somebody happy. Alright, let's work on Jin a little bit. Noses. I want to work on the noses. I want to smooth Jin's face out as well. It got a little bit away from us. Not terribly so, but there's a couple of spots that are a bit rough around the edges. Oh right, it goes at PAX. I saw her. She had that in one of her stream titles. I'm not planning to go to PAX this weekend. It would be fun, but where the fuck are you? Where are you? There, 14. Get that shit out of here. Okay, thank you for checking, Mage. I appreciate it. Okay, so yeah, we would have to wait a while to deliver this one if you were gonna try and catch all of them on the same stream at the same time. It's like, it's fine. Honestly, if I tried to wait for that, I would forget to share it. So we'll just probably link it on Sunday or something. Honestly, that's assuming we even get it done on Saturday, which is a bit presumptive of me. We'll see. We'll see where we get. We'll see how we feel. Check the reference. Feel good. Feel good. Feel good. Okay, and then... There you go. My brain had a little... My brain took a 2-second break. Had to dump some processes or some shit. I don't know. I don't know how this thing works. I just live with it. Feel good. Feel good. Okay, so what do I want here? I want to figure out how to draw the goddamn nose. Which you'd think I would know how to do by now. Not so. Probably switch to a slightly softer brush. There we go. Honestly, what helped me out, or what's helping me out a bit right now, that looks not great, but we can fix it. We can work on it. Okay. So main thing here. I was thinking of a different song, but we'll let this one roll. There we go. It's just the angle was a little bit off. Nope. Nope, nope. Back it up. I'm fucking it up. I'm fucking it up. I'm making it worse. Oh, it's shit. It's shit. It's bad. I'm bad. I'm fumbling. I'm dog water. Could you imagine digital art esports? Just a bunch of major league gamers sitting in front of drawing tablets. Yellow card. Alright, we're going into the shading. Clear comms, clear comms. I got backlighting. Alright, that works pretty well, I think. Let me just try to reduce this nostril a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Alrighty, Tisha. Appreciate you hanging out. I hope you have a very good rest. And I hope you have a very good rest of your week and start to your weekend. I'm gonna say goodnight. Let's kind of round this out a little bit. There we go. I kind of don't know where I want to... I don't know. Probably play some No Man's Sky this weekend. Just try and get the expedition done. want to try that out and kind of see how I feel about it. Honestly, I don't know how much I'm gonna get into like playing the game regularly, but maybe just going into the creative mode and playing around with ship designs would be fun. I do understand the appeal of the everything game, right? I totally get like why people want something like Star Citizen that it's sort of like, yeah, this one game lets you do all of them, right? It lets you do every like sci-fi space fantasy at the same time. You can sort of set it up and run it how you want. You can be a smuggler, you can be a hacker, you can be a bounty hunter, you can be a dogfighter, a soldier, a pirate, whatever. You can do space stuff, you can do ground stuff, you can do vehicle stuff. We got everything, right? So you don't have to worry about like, you don't have to go into the game and be like, oh, I really like this part, but I wish it had this element. I wish it had this gameplay feature. You know, X4 has cool ships and interesting economy stuff, and it can do some really cool like big fleet battles, but then you know, it doesn't have any like planet stuff, so you can't get out and wander around alien planets at all. Elite Dangerous, you know, doesn't really have a ship interior, so it has some nice ships and it has some on-foot gameplay, but then you don't really get the sort of like the intimate relationship with your ship that some of the other games afford. You know, No Man's Sky has a lot of environments to explore, and now there's like better intimacy with the ship. The combat's okay. I think the combat is very simplistic. They've added some stuff that's more actiony, but I still feel like it doesn't quite measure up to some of the other games. And so yeah, it's like, man, it would be really nice if there was just a game that covered it, right? A game that did all the things, so I didn't have to like bounce back and forth to get the particular fantasy elements between each of them. But the consequence of that is the game never fucking comes out. The trick about Elite and X4 and No Man's Sky is that they have all actually released as games and are playable in their entirety. Hey Artemis, I do indeed. I hope you had a good nap. Welcome in. We're drawing some goobers. It's coming along pretty well, I think. How are you doing? You were saying the best and last. It only hurts when I land. No, don't do that. That's not the move. There we go. Alright, for 12 free. Is it really? Alright, shit. I'm doing pretty well. I'm looking forward to the weekend. I'm looking forward to just being able to relax and draw and play games and not have to do work for a little bit. I mean, I do intend to work on my Halloween outfit, but that's not work, you know? It's different. Or Helldivers, maybe. Honestly, I've got a bunch of space games I want to get in on. That's the big to do. What was I just looking at? Let's see, and then what's going on with the hair here? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. There we go. Oh, it's alright. Need to clean up the whole nose situation on Aiko as well. Where are we? There we go. Something like that. Okay. Back the nose in like that. Kind of bring out the other nostril like so. There we go. The future is coming. What am I hitting? Oh. And pixel lock on. I thought there was another layer that was overlapping. Give me a second. Need to pour more tea. What? Nice. What a goober. What a wonderful goober. I'm a goofy goober! How do her eyelashes look again? Okay, yeah, so she got like one right there. Just a little bit of orange eyeliner that sort of wraps around like this. There we go. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah. And then start bringing the top of the eyelid back in like so. Okay, we're figuring it out. We're getting there. We're getting there, chat. Okay, yeah, so what's kind of weird, a little bit weird, is where we don't get that sort of underside of the brow anywhere. Alright, there we go. That's me in the corner. That's me in the spot. There's a man I don't know if I can do it. I'm upset too much. Thought that I heard you laughing. I thought that I heard. What is going on with this eye? Alright, let's get closer. I thought the lyrics were different. Too much. Thought that I heard you laughing. Thought that I heard you sing. I got out on some train. That was just a dream. That's me in the corner. That's me in the spotlight. There's another mention. Trying to keep I don't know if I can do it.
Thank God that I saw you try.
Okay, cool. And then we got some more eyeliner. It wraps all the way underneath and sort of goes like that. And then we'll set mesh with eyelashes. Yeah, so it terminates right about there. That's actually really pretty. It was a really good design. I quite like it. There are so many good VTuber designs. I love VTuber designs. I mean, some of them get a little weird, some of them get a little crazy, but I don't know. I can never be too like mean about them because it's always people, you know, doing something that they feel like is an expression of themselves. And that's fun. Though, if I am gonna get a little, if I'm gonna be a little judgmental, if I might have a moment to be a bit of a critic, there are a lot of, I mean, I was mainly thinking about furry designs, but there are a lot of character designs, like OC designs in general, where it's just like, people throw every cool idea they have at the board, and they don't really like take the time to balance them or consider how well they work together, and so it just becomes like a giant mishmash of every possible idea, and it's like, it doesn't work. Sometimes you gotta say this one doesn't fit, and you gotta let it go.
It's up for the night. There she stood in the doorway. I heard the mission bell, and I was thinking to myself, this could be heaven or this could be hell. And she lit up a candle, and she showed me the way. There were voices down the corridor. I thought I heard them say, welcome to the Hotel California.
What's up, Artemis? What's going on?
Hotel California. Yeah. You can find it here. And it's Tiffany Twisted. She got the Mercedes Benz. Ooh, she got a lot of pretty boys. She calls friends. Sweet summer sweat. Some dance to remember, some dance to forget. Oh, I called up the captain. Please bring me my wine. He said, we haven't had that spirit here since 1969. And still those voices are calling from far away.
Did I pick Wild Magic Sorcerer or Blood Mage? So I think the two questions that I would have are, how do each of the classes play? And what is the particular character or fantasy that you're trying to play that interests you?
You're just prisoners here, our own device. In the nest master's chambers. They gathered for the feast. Stabbed it with their stealing knives, but they just can't kill the beast. I was running for the door. I had to find the passage back to the place I was before. The night said the nightman, we are programmed to receive. You can check out any time you like, but you can never leave.
Let's see. In Baldur's Gate 3, Wild Magic now has 100 extra spells to pick from, and Blood Mage sounds cool. Jesus, that's a lot of spells. It's a lot to go so wrong. Yeah, honestly, I have no idea. Like, I don't know how Blood Mage plays, so I can't really. I don't really know how Wild Magic Sorcerer casters in D&D have always been such an enigma to me. I finally kind of got my feet under Warlock just because I made one, but then I never got to play her. And I was very disappointed about that. So I can't really like speak to their gameplay. And of course, even if I could, it would be probably talking more about the tabletop as opposed to the house rules that D&D or Baldur's Gate developed, right? So yeah, I feel like at that point it kind of comes down more to what is the particular fantasy that you're trying to get at.
Hands on the doorstep, I couldn't take one more step. I can't remember if I cried when I read about his widow bride. Something touched.
Wild Magic can surge their magic for better damage but higher risk of a random spell. That's fun. Oh, and so just adding to the magic pool increases the chances of just random bullshit go. That is fun. That's cool. Yeah, Blood Mage sounds a little bit more just like thematic. I don't really know like how it plays.
Did you write the book of love, and do you have faith in God above? If the Bible tells you so, why do you believe in rock and roll? Can music save your mother's soul? And can you teach me how to dance real slow? Well, I know that you're in love with him, 'cause I saw you dancing in the gym. You both kicked off your shoes, and I diagnosed rhythm and blues. I was a lonely teenage rockin' buck with a pink carnation and a pickup truck. But I knew I was out of the day the music died.
You're fantastic and such a classy. Alrighty, mage. Good work today. Appreciate all your efforts. I hope you get some very good rest, and I hope you have a very good start to your weekend. Everyone say goodnight.
Do it. Do it. The moss grows fat on a rolling stone, but that's not how it used to be. When the justice sang for the king and queen in the coat he borrowed from James Dean, and a voice that came from me.
You're watching this video sitting down. I'm
Oh, the king wasn't
posture, you croissant living letter C ass scoliosis motherfucker.
the courtroom was jamming. Now that it was returned, and while living read a book on Marx, just in the park, and we sang dirges in the dark of the day. The music died. Bye, bye, American Pie.
Thank you for the stretch reminder. Honestly, this week hasn't been as hot as I worried it was gonna be. Been managing the heat pretty well. I do have the AC running just because with the both computers going, it gets hot in here really quickly. I'm like, I'm not dealing with that. I would not mind the arrival of fall weather soon. But it will be September soon, which is very exciting. I love September. Good month. Good month. Definitely not biased.
We all got up to dance, but we never got the chance. The field, the marching band refused to yield. Do you recall what was revealed the day the music died? Bye, Miss American Pie. Oh, yeah, we were all in one place. A generation lost in space. No time left to start again. So come on, Jack, be nimble. Jack, be quick. But Jack there sat on a candlestick, 'cause time is the devil's own affair. And as I watched him on the stage, my hands were clenched in fists of rage. No angel born in hell could break that Satan's spell. To the night, to like the sacrificial rite, I saw Satan laughing with delight the day the music died.
Okay, that's looking good. Aiko's looking pretty good now.
When a girl sang the blues, and I asked for some happy news, she just smiled and turned away. I went down to the sacred store, where I heard the music years before, but the man there said the music wouldn't play. streets the children screamed, the lovers cried and the poets dreamed. Not a word was spoken, the church bells all were broken, and the 3 men most, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. They caught the last train for the coast. The day the music died. They were singing this American pie. From the Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye and singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. They were singing, bye-bye, Miss American Pie. From the Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day that I die.
I love that song. What a good song. Okay, and then kind of comes in here like this. There we go. Get some of that tone. Gotta get that tone in there, Shy. Yeah, now we're cooking. I think Jin's expression in this one is my favorite. It just makes me really happy. And then I'm pretty sure the tangerine slice doesn't have any loose hairs, but we're gonna add them anyway because I like them. We're also gonna do a little bit of third tone just to break it up a little bit. I realized we didn't really get to a conclusion to your question, Artemis. It sounds like you're more keen on Wild Mage for that chaos factor, but I don't know, if you already played it and you want something different, maybe go for Blood Mage, see what that does. What are these other layers? Okay, so that's the sleeve. Let's just go ahead and merge that in. We don't need it. That's the fingers. It's a very weird sound just now. I don't know what that was. Hopefully I'm not dying. I'm fine. What is my Ivy reference? Okay, so she's got a bit of red tint in the eyelashes. Just a bit. Just a little bit of breakup. Steal a bit of this. There we go. Perfect. Just enough to sort of distinguish it a bit, right?
1, 2, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I almost forgot a very important detail. She definitely would have not forgiven me if I forgot it. There we go. Perfect. Honestly, if I had forgotten that, I would have deserved her ire. Gonna save the troll class for the honor run. Sounds mean. I guess if you're doing an honor run, then you're kind of looking for challenges, but shit. There we go. Like a tactician fighter? I really like tactician. Tactician is a lot of fun. It's one of the few D&D classes I really got to play a lot. Oh, tactician difficulty. I see, I see, I see. You know what this reminds me of? Love this song. Right. Yeah? That's one of those things, is like, I get why people like it, why they wanted it, and I'm happy for them. But I don't think that's for me. One of these days I need to actually beat Baldur's Gate. It just takes so long. Keep like starting to work on Jin's face and then I wander off and do something else. I appreciate Artemis. My feeling with stuff like that is that the first playthrough should be a single player thing. You sort of have like your canon run of it. Sort of make all the decisions the way you want to. And then you can kind of go through and play the game with other people. I think I was talking with... Who was it with? I think it was with the dental tech. Very cool. She is an avid game player, so we were talking video games and whatnot, and she was kind of saying... I think she was saying that she had played Baldur's Gate 3 and she played it with a group and kind of had that frustration of like the group made decisions or other players made decisions and they weren't the decisions that she would have made. I feel like that would be less frustrating, you know, the second time through when you don't, like, you've already played the game the way you want to play it. But now you're just kind of having the adventure with friends and the multiplayer is the point of the run, not experiencing the game for the first time. But that's just like my opinion, man. Saturate this shadow a little bit more. Let him pick everything and we killed a lot of people. I've seen so much blood. There we go. That looks pretty good. Alright. Where did I want the shadow for? Oh, fuck that. I was looking at something and I fucking forgot. Am I stupid? Rhetorical question, yes. Yeah, honestly, I need to finish Baldur's Gate. I'm still in Act 2, like, pretty early Act 2. I need to play Expedition 33. But I mean, fuck me, who knows what that's gonna be. One day, TM. There we go. Nice. There we go. Oh, I know what I wanted. It's right around the eyes. There you go. Unfortunately, we don't have any D&D this week. Well, I say D&D. But should hopefully be next week. We shall see. We shall see. Fucking real life, man. Like, we've done one session with the group. I'm not I'm not calling anyone out, right? I'm not blaming anybody. It's more just that like frustration of real life being real life. Just that, you know, people had plans this weekend because of PAX and maybe some other stuff. And then we can probably do next week, but there's a little bit of up in the airness of somebody, you know, just having real life stuff going on. And hopefully we can play, but they might not be able to make it because real life fucking sucks. You know, I'm not gonna be like, I'm not gonna tell them, oh, you know, disregard real life because we gotta play tabletop games or anything. That's dickish behavior. But it's like, real life, could you fucking chill long enough for us to have an evening? Would that be possible? Please? Please? It's not possible. Frankly, the way this is going, I might need to have something else ready for Saturday. I feel like we're getting this done at a very good pace. I definitely want to put some more time into it on Saturday, just to make sure that everything is sort of polished up and ready to go as I can. But I do feel like we're getting close to done. Probably give everyone another hair pass. Make sure that everything's sort of sitting pretty there. But yeah, it's coming along well.
Into the devil, I was warm in the night, as cold as a storm.
Boy, I resent that. That's... what would that be? Stonist? Stonist. I will have you know, I generate quite a bit of heat. Thank you very much.
Yes, I'm still running. Carry the cross and all my shame, all my shame. You know I believe it. But still, I haven't found what I'm looking for. Haven't found what I'm looking for. But I still haven't found what I'm looking for.
That's a nice texture. And we can just add a little bit more breakup. Good. So just a few rough edges in the hair. Cleaning up. I like the overall look of it though. I think it's coming along pretty well.
You're watching this video sitting down. I'm gonna be
Thank you. Yep, I was shrimping a bit.
letter C.
I confess!
Scoliosis, motherfucker.
I'm a shrimp!
It was me. I was the shrimper. Okay. I want to adjust this hand a little bit. Alright, so that's the middle knuckle. And that's the ring knuckle. And we got that. Ow. I already apologized. I already confessed. I choose violence. You always choose violence. But I hope you get some very good rest. I hope you have a very good rest of your week and start to your weekend. Everyone say good night.
I'll go down with you. You can do.
Yeah, this knuckle just needs to... There we go. Okay, yeah. So just kind of knock this back a little bit and then thicken this in. Maybe. 4-day jail sentence. Well, maybe you shouldn't be a pirate. Not a pirates.
Streets of London. Streets of London.
First card. Honestly, anytime I end up getting sent to jail, I just log off. I'm like, I'm done. Especially since every time I've been sent to jail is for bullshit. I'm not gonna take the fall for the game being stupid. I think the resource event is about over, and I just, as much as I want the ship skins, I just am not willing to put up with the game. I really hope they can get it together soon, but I just have so much trouble, like, consistently having a good play session in it. I want it to be good. I really do. I think that's a big part of why it's so frustrating when it's not good. There was a really good quote Jono of Cinema Therapy said. I'm paraphrasing it. I don't remember exactly what he said, right? But alright. Thank you for hanging out, Nate. Hope you get some very good rest. But he was effectively saying something to the effect of, it's not possible to hate without love. Like, hate, you have to love something to have a strong enough connection and a strong enough emotion to have hate, right? And it might not be the same thing. Like, you might love something and the fear of the thing that you love being lost or harmed causes you to hate something else, right? I think, you know, the only reason, the reason that I hate is probably too strong of a word, but the reason that I am frustrated by Star Citizen is because I care about it, because I do want it to be a successful game that I can enjoy. And seeing it continue to fumble is very frustrating. Like, if I didn't care about it, I would just be like, whatever, the game is done. And that would be the end of it, right? Kurt said that the opposite of love is indifference. Yes. Yes, hate. Yes, hate is the... Hate is the dark consequence. It is not the opposite. The opposite, as you say, is not caring. It is apathy, is indifference. There's that great line in Andor where he's talking with his mother, you know, saying goodbye to her, and, you know, says that because, you know, she can't come with him, and he says, I'll spend every day worrying about you, and she just says, you can't help it. That's just love. And having that connection to something and being worried for it, being defensive of it, protective of it, that is the ugly consequence, and that, you know, is something that takes discipline, I guess, to not let it turn into something ugly. looks pretty good. Yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna get into EVE Online. I tried it briefly. I was like, this is not working for me. This is not working out. And you know what? That's okay. Because there are other games. There's so many games. I'll find one that hits that itch. X4 kind of feels like a solo EVE Online. I don't think it's exactly the same, but it has some overlap. It has some systematic overlap. I really wish that the planets were more involved. I kind of get why they're not, and that's fine, but I do wish that they were more than just window dressing. The fact that they just kind of float in the background and nothing ever happens with them is just very strange. What the frick is going on? Let's see. Sure. Yeah, and I know they're working on that new, like, extraction shooter game. I thought they shut Dust down. Oh, you know what I'm missing here? I don't have the laces. The drawstrings. That's the word, drawstrings. Yeah, I know about the extraction shooter one. Seems... I don't know. I think trying to have multiple integrated game styles is interesting in that. I'll be interested to see if this one works better.
Asleep on my job. How can we win? The fools can be kings. Don't waste your time, all time will waste you.
Well, hopefully they can make it more appealing.
It's gonna take me out.
Okay.
And I must fight to No one's gonna take me out.
Good. Good.
And I must fight to survive. Go.
It was geared towards Eve players with all the money and skill training. So it wasn't really gonna attract the shooter audience that was looking for a different style of game. Yeah, I can see that, and I think that's sort of the careful balance of cross appeal like that, trying to entice multiple audiences. Like, I know you don't have any interest in our card game, but would you like to play this adjacent game that ties into the core game? Also, I don't remember, was it PlayStation exclusive? I don't remember if it was. All I know is console platform exclusivity does not a healthy player base make. It might work better, like if you, because you know, Eve is on PC. If you made a game for PC, then that would certainly help. I can't remember. Valkyrie. God, was Valkyrie supposed to be integrated into Eve, or was that just a side game? I can't remember if fighting, excuse me, if fighting in Valkyrie was supposed to tie into the actual, like, live Eve universe, or if it was just sort of like, here's a fun adventure type of game. Cause like, yeah, okay, that makes more sense. As much as it would be really cool to have that option, I feel like it would not realistically work. What am I doing here? Oh no, it is like that. That's actually more or less accurate. I'm gonna move this scene to sort of wrap over the shoulder earlier, but it's approximately correct. Alright, cool. Just saying that then. Cool. Okay, yeah, I feel like we're really close on this one. Just a few more areas that I want to polish up and improve overall. I want to get in and add a little bit more like stranding to some of the hair, a little bit more texture in there. Smooth out some of the painterly work. Overall, I think it's very close. Let me check something on the lapels here. Let's see. Okay, yeah, it does have the split in it. Okay. I'm just gonna double check the right one. Okay, yeah. So Echoes needs this little maneuver. This little maneuver is gonna cost us 51 years. It's alright. It's close. It's not. Oh no. I did fuck it up. Alright, hang on. Walk it back, walk it back, walk it back. There we go. Another confession to make. I'm no fool. Everyone's got the chains to break. Holding you. You're gonna resist to be abused. Cool. Are you gonna know the song you? I was too weak to get. I'm too strong to lose. What a huge choice. Alright, cool. Yeah, I'm mostly just leaving the hair detailing for next time. I figure we'll sort of pick up with that. We'll do a polished pass on everything. We'll put a little more work into Aiko's jacket. Maybe a little bit more into the skirts. And then we'll do a pass on the background as well. What the fuck did I do? Oh right, I like simplified the foliage to make it a little less noisy. I don't really like the way that they compressed it though. Okay. Might do another round on that. Actually, let me try something really quickly just to start seeing. Might just reduce the opacity so it's less distracting. Gives like just enough implication of a background to be interesting without really drawing attention to it. Maybe we'll do that. Okay, and then one more thing, just for shits and giggles and funsies. Just want to see what this looks like. Sort of. Get some directional lighting in here, a bit more robust. I think I've got a pretty good job of it already, but I just want to see what it looks like. Yeah, Aiko's jacket already has plenty and then some, so I don't really want to add more to that, but some of the other details, you can see what it looks like. Overlay, it's like that. Color dodge. Yeah, that doesn't really work. Soft light? That's kind of nice. Honestly, I like that because it gives sort of the warm glow of the light without sort of blasting everything into high value, right? I feel like that's honestly a more balanced approach to it. Shit, yeah, I kind of like that. Okay.
I took a walk around the world to ease my troubled mind. I left my body lying somewhere in the sands of time. Up to the dark side of the moon. I feel there's nothing I can do. I watch the world float through the dark side of the moon. After all, I knew it had to be something to do. I really don't mind what happens now and then, as long as you'll be my friend at the end. You still call me Superman, when I've been you're there, holding my hand. And I support you in your mind.
Oh, wrong way. Yeah, maybe a little bit less, like 30%. Yeah, I like just that little extra touch up of like adding a bit of a warm glow on the lit sides. I think it's nice.
If not for me, then you'd be dead. Put you back on solid ground. If I go crazy, then you still call me Superman.
It's very subtle, right? But it's a nice little detail. And then I do want to try doing a little bit more like Fresnel lighting on the hair, on the jacket, on the skirt. So we'll go back in and we'll add that to the list for Saturday. Here, why don't we go ahead and write those two things down? Yeah, I think we'll do that, and then we'll do sort of one more pass of background, a little post-processing, and it should be good. They're so cute. I love these goobers. They're so silly. I enjoy them. I enjoy their company. Please tell me I turned the time off. Okay, good. I did. I would be very upset if I had forgotten to do that. But it's okay. We're good. We're good. We're good. Alright. I know we got like 2 minutes left technically, but I think we're at a good stopping point. So I think this is where we're gonna wind it down for tonight. We're gonna see about finding somebody to raid. I'm gonna go ahead and shut the YouTube VOD down as well, so everybody say bye-bye to YouTube. Let's see. Where's my mouse? There you go.